Hi, this is Kevin Kraut. Today I'm going to read out of chapter 32 of Alma in the Book of Mormon. This is kind of interesting because Alma comes and he finds these people and they're kind of giving up hope, and they're kind of in poverty. They're thrown out of the church or the synagogue, and he finds them. They're very humble, they're very ready and willing to listen. And this is what it says: "And it came to pass that they did go forth and began to preach the word of God unto the people, entering into their synagogues and into their houses, yea, even they did preach the word in their streets. And it came to pass that after much labor among them, they began to have success among the poor class of people. For behold, they were cast out of the synagogues because of their coarseness of their apparel. Therefore they were not permitted to enter into their synagogues to worship God, being esteemed as filthiness. Therefore they were poor, yea, they were esteemed by their brethren as dross. Therefore they were poor as to the things of the world, and also they were poor in heart. Now as Alma was teaching and speaking unto the people upon the hill Onidah, there came a great multitude unto him, of whom we have been speaking, of whom were poor in heart because of their poverty as to the things of the world. And they came unto Alma, and the one who was..." Now let me stop there for a sec, because in the Messiah Hancock Journal there's a reference where it talks about in the last days that the church would depart from the faith, and that they would have these men who would be leaders who were rich and learned, as they suppose, and that the poor were cast out from the synagogue, or thrown out of the church. They were cast out. And I was kind of seeing that lately. There's that kind of thing going on. And so this is kind of the same parallel to that. Alma was teaching, and they came unto Alma, and the one who was the foremost among them said unto him, Behold, what shall these my brethren do? For they are despised of all men because of their poverty, yea, and more especially by the priests, for they have cast us out of their synagogues, which we have labored abundantly to build with our own hands, and they have cast us out because of our exceedingly poverty, and we have no place to worship our God. And behold, what shall we do? And now when Alma heard this, he turned him about, and his face immediately towards him, and he beheld with great joy, for he beheld that their afflictions had truly humbled them, and that they were in preparation to hear the word. Therefore he did say no more to the other multitude, but he stretched forth his hand and cried unto those whom he beheld, who were truly penitent, and said unto them, If behold, that ye are lowly in heart, and if so, blessed are ye. Behold, thy brother hath said, What shall we do? For we are cast out of the synagogues, that we cannot worship our God. Behold, I say unto you, do you suppose that ye cannot worship God, save it be in your synagogues only? And this is what's happening in our world today, in the LDS faith. We have people being thrown out of the church for having too much food storage. We have people thrown out of the church for crazy things. They do homeschooling, for heaven forbid, or whatever. And so there's a lot of this confusion happening because really good people are being thrown out of the church for various reasons. And then what do they do? Do they go anti-Mormon? Do they decide to go, I have one friend, he's down at a Bible church, he's studying there now. And so I think the point here that I'm making is that we are the outcasts of Israel. We are thrown out for various reasons, for standing up for or believing in the old religion. And just as here, some of them because they're poor, or they don't have much money. And so this is the same parallel of our day today. And I'm going to repeat that one more time. Behold, I say unto you, do you suppose that ye cannot worship God, save it be in your synagogues only? And moreover I would ask, do you suppose that ye must not worship God only once in a week? I say unto you, it is well that ye are cast out of your synagogues, that ye may be humble, and that ye may learn wisdom. For it is necessary that ye should learn wisdom, for it is because that ye are cast out, that ye are despised of your brethren because of your exceeding poverty, that ye are brought to a loneliness of heart, for ye are necessarily brought to be humble. And then of course he says, it's good if you don't have to go through this to be humble. But people, I think right now, there are a lot of very good people with very beautiful families that are struggling financially and having a hard time. But this is a time where we need to become a brotherhood. We need to come together as a people and say, we are the outcasts of Israel. We are being thrown out, as they have said. And now let's gather together. Let's study the old religion. Let's learn what these things are, so we have power and wisdom, as it says, and knowledge about future events that are going to happen.